All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sarabjit Kaur and with me is VC Pramod. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with Commonwealth Games-bound Indian contingent at 10 a.m. today. Rahul Shivale recognized as new leader of Shiv Sena in Lok Sabha. 2,877 electric vehicle charging stations sanctioned across the country under Phase 2 of FAME India scheme. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey arrested in connection with NSE Collocation scam. ED summons Shiv Sena MP Sanjay in money laundering case linked to redevelopment of Mumbai slum. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says India provided assistance worth $3.8 billion to Sri Lanka to tide over unprecedented economic crisis. Sri Lanka to witness three-cornered contest in today's presidential poll. Rishi Sunak tops fourth round of voting for UK Prime Minister's race. Leadership contest narrows to 3 candidates. And in badminton, India's mixed doubles pair of Tanisha Crasto and Ishan Bhatnagar enter pre-quarterfinals of Taipei Open Super 300 tournament. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. Recalling our yesterday's question, what was the name of the party formed by Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das in 1923? The correct answer is Swaraj Party. The Swarajya Party did reasonably well in the elections to the Central Assembly by winning 42 of the 101 seats open for election. With the cooperation of other members, they were able to stall many anti-people legislations of the colonial regime and were successful in exposing the inadequacy of the Act of 1919. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Arjun Dan Charan from Karmavas in Badmer district, Rajasthan.
I am Arjun Dan Charan from Karmavas, Badmer, Rajasthan. First of all, I want to thank All India Radio for such a good quiz on AIR. I am listener of AIR for last 60 years. All India Radio broadcast very good program. Thank you very much.
The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners on Monday, 25th July. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the Indian contingent bound for the Commonwealth Games 2022 at 10 a.m. today via video conferencing. The interaction will be attended by both athletes as well as their coaches. The interaction by the Prime Minister is a part of his continuous endeavour to motivate athletes ahead of their participation in the major sporting events. Last year, he interacted with the Indian athletes contingent bound for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics as well as the Indian para-athletes contingent for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Even during the sporting events, Mr. Modi took keen interest in the progress of the athletes. On many occasions, he personally rang up athletes to congratulate them on their success and sincere efforts while motivating them to do better. Upon their return to the country, the Prime Minister also met and interacted with the contingent. The CWG 2022 is scheduled to be held in Birmingham from 28th of this month till 8th of August. A total of 215 athletes participating in 141 events across 19 sporting disciplines will represent India in the CWG 2022. The counting of votes for presidential elections will be taken up on Thursday. It will start at 11 a.m. in Parliament House Complex in the national capital. Polling to elect a new President of India was held at Parliament House in Delhi, state assemblies and other designated places across the country on Monday. The term of incumbent President Ramnath Kovind will end on 24th of July. Former Jharkhand Governor Draupadi Murmu is the NDA candidate for the presidential election, while former Union Minister Yashwant Sinha is contesting as opposition candidate for the top post.
Rebel Shiv Sena MP Rahul Shivale has been named as new leader of party in the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has accepted the demand of Eknath Shinde faction of the party in this regard. Earlier, 12 Shiv Sena Lok Sabha MPs met the Speaker and urged him to appoint Mr. Shivale as floor leader in place of party MP Vinayak Raut. Government has sanctioned 2,877 electric vehicle charging stations in 68 cities across 25 states and union territories under Phase 2 of the FAME India scheme. The government has formulated Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electric Vehicles FAME scheme in 2015 to improve the infrastructure required for the large-scale use of electric vehicles. Minister of State for Heavy Industries Krishnpal Gurjar said this in a written reply in the Lok Sabha. He said 1,576 charging stations have also been sanctioned across 9 expressways and 16 highways under FAME India scheme. He said under Phase 1 of the FAME India scheme, 479 charging stations have been installed as on 1st of July this year. The minister said under Phase 2 of the FAME India scheme, an amount of 1,000 crore rupees has been allocated for the development of charging infrastructure for a period of 5 years from 1st April 2019.
The Enforcement Directorate has arrested former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey in connection with National Stock Exchange NSE Collocation scam. The ED had earlier found that a firm linked to former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey allegedly tapped the phones of as many as 91 office bearers of NSE. In March 2001, Sanjay Pandey had incorporated a company called iSec Securities Private Limited, which conducted a security audit of NSE, allegedly at the directions of Managing Director and CEO Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan around the time when collocation irregularities purportedly took place. 2 more cases were registered against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner NSE Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan in connection with the illegal phone tapping case and collocation scam on Monday. One case in relation to which the arrest has been made was registered by the ED while the other was lodged by the CBI. The Enforcement Directorate has summoned Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut once again for questioning in connection with an alleged money laundering case. The case pertains to alleged irregularities in the redevelopment of a Mumbai chawl and related transactions involving his wife and associates. Raut has been asked to appear before the ED at its Mumbai office by 11 a.m. today. He has been questioned once in this case on July the 1st for about 10 hours. His statement was recorded under the criminal sections of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA. In April, the ED provisionally attached assets worth over 11 crore rupees of Raut's wife Varsha Raut and 2 of his associates as part of this investigation.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India has extended assistance worth over $3.8 billion to Sri Lanka to sail through the serious economic situation. He said no other country has given this level of support to Sri Lanka this year. Briefing reporters after chairing an all-party meeting convened by the Centre to discuss the Sri Lankan crisis in New Delhi, Dr. Jaishankar said, in Sri Lanka there is a very serious crisis and the situation is unprecedented. He said Sri Lanka is our close neighbour and India will play a supportive role.
We had done 2 presentations. One was a presentation which was done from a political perspective, from a foreign policy perspective, which explained to all the leaders the political turbulence in Sri Lanka, the economic crisis which was there, the debt situation, the support that India has given, $3.8 billion assistance. No other country has given this level of support to Sri Lanka this year, and the initiatives that we are taking, how to help them and facilitate their engagement with other bodies including IMF and with other debtors.
Dr. Jaishankar said during the meeting the Finance Ministry also made presentation to dismiss apprehensions about a Sri Lanka-like situation arising in India. State-wise comparison of expenditure to revenue, liabilities to gross state domestic product GSDP, growth rate or liabilities of various Indian states and mortgaging of assets were highlighted in the presentation. Commerce Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has emphasized upon the need for a trade and investment agreement between India and Africa. He said this while addressing the special ministerial session at the 17th CII Exim Bank Conclave on India-Africa Growth Partnership yesterday. Mr. Goyal said that the economic outlook in the long run is going to be promising for both India and Africa, as this is where the markets and opportunities are present. The minister said that this conclave will certainly have a huge impact on India-Africa engagements, both bilaterally and also strengthen investment interest. He added that India and Africa offer future opportunities that are unparalleled. Mr. Goyal stressed that India has a decisive leadership and India's development partnership with Africa will be on terms that will be comfortable to Africa, that will liberate its potential and not constrain its future. He maintained that India wants Africa to grow and prosper. He said India's startups and digital innovations like UPI can benefit Africa immensely.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said Africa plays an important role in India's foreign policy outlook that is reflected in our expanding diplomatic footprint that today covers 43 African countries. The minister said India's development projects have generated local employment and changed the life of many people in Africa. He said being a trusted partner in the journey of socio-economic development, India has extended concessional loans of over $12.3 billion to Africa. The News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you an exclusive interview with Arvind Pangaria, renowned economist and former Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog at 9:30 tonight. Arvind Pangaria, who contributed a chapter towards a prosperous India in the book Modi at 20, Dreams Meet Delivery, shared the experience and themes of his chapter in the book with us.
During the first 6 pre-COVID years of Prime Minister Modi, the economy grew about 6.8%. That's the average growth rate, with the caveat that actually first 5 years was another percentage point, 7.4%. But then we have bounced back in 21-22, about I think 8.6 or 8.7%. But it's solid, the bouncing back is solid. Probably, the growth rate is higher than in any other country. Currently, certainly any other big major country. And our growth rate is also predicted in the coming year by all the institutions, including the IMF, the World Bank, etc., to be close to about 8% at least.
This interview can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए, हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं या इस पते पर ईमेल कर सकते हैं एक कदम और airnews@gmail.com। 24 जुलाई को सुनिए कार्यक्रम का पहला अंक। आपके सवाल हमें 22 जुलाई तक मिल जाने चाहिए।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with Commonwealth Games-bound Indian contingent at 10 a.m. today. Rahul Shewale recognized as new leader of the Shiva Sena in Lok Sabha. 2,877 electric vehicle charging stations sanctioned across the country under Phase 2 of FAME India scheme. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey arrested in connection with the NSE Collocation scam. ED summons Shiva Sena MP Sanjay Raut in money laundering case linked to redevelopment of Mumbai slum. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says India provided assistance worth $3.8 billion to Sri Lanka to tide over unprecedented economic crisis. Sri Lanka to witness three-cornered contest in today's presidential poll. Rishi Sunak tops fourth round of voting for UK Prime Minister's race. Leadership contest narrows to 3 candidates. And in badminton, India's mixed doubles pair of Tanisha Krasto and Ishan Bhatnagar enter pre-quarterfinals of Taipei Open Super 300 tournament. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
कॉम्पिटिशन्स की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो आकाशवाणी लाया है एक इंटरैक्टिव प्रोग्राम अभ्यास। एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर, या आप ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं अपने सवाल abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर। हमारे स्टूडियो में एक्सपर्ट आपके भेजे सवालों का देंगे जवाब शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस वर्ग का विषय है पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। आपके सवालों का हम करेंगे इंतजार 20 जुलाई तक। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the morning news. Sri Lanka will elect a new president today. The country is likely to witness a 3-cornered contest between Ranil Wickremesinghe, Dulas Allahaperuma and Unara Kumara Dissanayake. Leader of opposition Sajith Premadasa has withdrawn his candidature from the race. We spoke to former diplomat Ashok Sajanhar about the situation in the island nation.
Today there's going to be a meeting of the Sri Lankan Parliament that has been convened by the Speaker of the Parliament, and the main issue of discussion today will be the election of the President who will continue to be in position. One of the main contenders for this position is Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. He was the Prime Minister till a few days ago, and now he's the acting President after the former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa fled the country and resigned from his position. His main opponent Sajith Premadasa, who is the leader of the SLPP, the other main opposition party. He has withdrawn his candidature and he has given his full support to the third candidate also from his party, who is contesting against Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. India's support is much more than all other countries, including China, which doesn't even fall within the comparison zone.
In the 225-member parliament, the candidate with the magic figure of 113 will be president for the remaining term of the current presidency till November 2024. Former Chancellor Rishi Sunak has maintained his lead with 118 votes in the fourth and latest round voting in the race to replace Boris Johnson as the Conservative Party leader and British Prime Minister. He was followed by former Defence Minister Penny Mordaunt at 92, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss at 86 and lawmaker Kemi Badenoch at 59 votes. Badenoch was eliminated from the contest. Tory lawmakers will vote again today, with the last place challenger eliminated each time. After the fifth round of voting, the race will be taken over by the Conservative Party headquarters to organise hussings in different parts of the UK. The two finalists will go to a runoff vote by all 180,000 members of the Conservative Party, and a winner will be announced on September 5th. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
वतन पे जो फिदा होगा अमर वो नौजवान होगा रहेगी जब तलक दुनिया ये अफसाना बयां होगा.
The 20th of July is the death anniversary of revolutionary freedom fighter Patukeshwar Dutt. Born on the 18th of November 1910 in Purba Bardhaman district, he was a close associate of freedom fighters Chandrasekhar Azad and Bhagat Singh.
In 1924, Batukeshwar met Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad and was motivated to join the Hindustan Republican Association, HRA. It was Batukeshwar Dutt and Bhagat Singh who hurled smoke bombs in the Central Legislative Assembly on 8th of April 1929 in protest against two bills. Decided to surrender so as to inspire other revolutionaries to contribute towards the Indian freedom struggle. They were sentenced to life imprisonment, and the act shook British colonial roots in Indian soil. While Bhagat Singh was hanged for
other Kalapani inmates. He began a hunger strike against the abusive treatment of political prisoners and the discriminatory and inhumane prison conditions. He contracted tuberculosis soon after he was released from prison. However, this could not deter his spirit to fight for the cause of freedom. He actively participated in the Quit India movement led by Gandhiji in 1942.
Dutt outlived all his comrades except Jaydev Kapoor and died 2 hours after the midnight of 20th July 1965 in AIMS Hospital in Delhi after a long illness. He was cremated in Husainiwala near Firozpur in Punjab, where the bodies of his companions Bhagat Singh, Shivram Rajguru and Sukhdev Thapar were also cremated many years before. All India Radio News salutes the great Indian. Today, we also remember freedom fighter Girija Shankar Agnihotri, who was born on July the 20th, 1897 in Mandala, Madhya Pradesh. Girija Shankar led the Jungle Satyagraha in Mandala district in 1930, due to which he was imprisoned for a year. In 1934, Mahatma Gandhi came to Mandala and lived in the residence of Girija Shankar and conducted the movement in support of depressed classes in the area. Girija Shankar Agnihotri also played a leading role during the Quit India movement in 1942. After independence, Girija Shankar joined politics and spent his life in public service till his death on the 15th of February 1953. All India Radio News salutes the great Indian. We also remember Ghulam Muhammad, who joined the independence activists during the First War of Independence in 1857 and fought the British on different occasions in the Bombay Presidency. He also offered financial assistance to his fellow rebels and motivated them to attack the British authorities and overthrow the oppressive rule. He was captured by company troops in the course of a confrontation and put on trial for aiding and abetting rebellion against the state. He was sentenced to imprisonment for 10 years with hard labor in irons and transported to the Andaman Islands in March 1859, where he died in cellular jail on the 20th of July, 1859.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
अब हर घर की छत पर शान से फहरेगा तिरंगा, गुनगुनाए जाएंगे नव विकास के गीत, आन बान शान का प्रतीक राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगा। आइए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर इस स्वाधीनता दिवस हर घर फहराते हैं तिरंगा और लेते हैं भव्य और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण का संकल्प।
आइए हर घर फहराएं तिरंगा।
In Madhya Pradesh, counting of votes for the second phase of urban body elections will be taken up in 214 urban bodies in 43 districts from 9 a.m. today. State Election Commissioner Basant Pratap Singh said counting will be held for 5 municipal corporations and 209 municipalities.
In badminton, India's mixed doubles pair Tanisha Krasto and Ishan Bhatnagar entered the pre-quarterfinals of the Taipei Open Super 300 tournament in Taipei yesterday. The Indian duo overcame the world number 95 Israeli duo of Misha Zilberman and Svetlana Zilberman 21-15, 21-8. However, star shuttler of India, Saina Nehwal, pulled out from the tournament at the 11th hour, while double Olympic medalist PV Sindhu is also not competing.
And now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with moderate to heavy rain, thunder showers. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Chennai, the minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees. Kolkata, the minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, maximum will be around 34 degrees. Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Jammu will have thunderstorm with rain. Leh will have mainly clear sky. Gilgit again will have mainly clear sky. Muzaffarabad will have thunderstorm with rain. Visakhapatnam will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Kohima, Aizawl and Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Gangtok will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Itanagar and Shillong will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. With the stage all set for Sri Lanka to pick its new president today, unprecedented crisis in Lanka, Centre tells MP is the top headline in the Hindustan Times. Addressing the nationwide uproar over the imposition of 5% GST on pre-packaged and pre-labelled items, quoting the finance minister, no GST on certain daily use items when sold loose, writes the Statesman. The Business Standard, taking note of the currency trajectories, rupee breaches 80 a dollar for the first time, regains ground to settle at 79.95 after RBI intervention. Record heat sizzles UK, stalls trains, writes the Asian Age. And finally, in one of the longest aero-medical evacuations to India, critically ill Bengaluru woman flown from US to Chennai in 26-hour flight, notes the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with Commonwealth Games-bound Indian contingent at 10 a.m. today. Rahul Shivale recognized as new leader of Shiv Sena in Lok Sabha. 2,877 electric vehicle charging stations sanctioned across the country under Phase 2 of FAME India scheme. Former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey arrested in connection with NSE Collocation scam. ED summons Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut in money laundering case linked to redevelopment of Mumbai slum. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says India provided assistance worth $3.8 billion to Sri Lanka to tide over unprecedented economic crisis. Sri Lanka to witness three-cornered contest in today's presidential poll. Rishi Sunak tops fourth round of voting for UK Prime Minister's race. Leadership contest narrows to 3 candidates. And in badminton, India's mixed doubles pair of Tanisha Krasto and Ishan Bhatnagar enter pre-quarterfinals of Taipei Open Super 300 tournament. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.